week of regionals, and because regionals are still going on right now as we speak, we don't have those results for you quite yet. But we will be coming out with an extra frame video as soon as we get those results from this weekend. But for today, I spoke with another collegiate coach, and then we have some conference winners, some tournament results, and some 300 games to go over. But before we go anywhere, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've already talked to a couple coaches in the state of Michigan, and now it's time to talk to someone outside the state of Michigan. Mike Jachcinski is the head coach at Trine University in Indiana, so let's hear a little bit about his program.
All right, Mike. So for those that don't know, where is Trine University? And give me a little bit about what they're about.
All right. So Trine University is located in Angola, Indiana. So I actually grew up in Macomb, Michigan, and went to Dakota High School, Michigan. So from Macomb, Metro Detroit area, it's about 2.5, 3 hours. We're about an hour and 30 from Lansing, hour 15 from the Kalamazoo area. So we're pretty centrally located. We're just over the border. Trine is known for engineering, business, criminal justice, and their education department. It's a smaller campus. We're Division III. So there's just over 2,500 kids on the main campus.
So when did you specifically start at Trine?
So I started in September of 2018. I started the first girls team the following year, so 2019, 2020, before COVID hit. And then this past April, I took over as the head coach. So now I coach both men's and women's teams. I do have an assistant coach that coaches with the guys as well.
So now to get to the team, how have the last few years kind of progressed? And then how many recruits do you usually bring in each year?
Say a lot, but we get about 15 every year. Roughly, maybe give or take a little bit more. That's between both sides. We've been progressing in the right way. Obviously, there's growing pains as you start a program and start up from there. Our girls team, for example, this is year 3 for them. The first year, I think they were maybe 160th. Last year, they made sectionals. In their second year, they were 64th. And then this year, they had a little rough showing at the Hoosier. Basically, they're all freshmen and sophomores this year. We have one junior on the varsity team. So they had a little rough showing, but they ended up finishing this year 33rd in the country. The guys' side took a little bit. The last group we had, all honesty, just didn't have the work ethic. So this year we really brought in the kids that wanted to use our center, as you can see in the background. So it's been pretty easy to get kids in here now. And having the center on campus definitely helps both progress in the sport. So we just tell them, hey, if you get here, no matter how good you are, if you want to get better, this is here.
Yeah, so and about that bowling alley, it's pretty cool. So are bowlers free to pretty much use that whenever they want? They can come in and bowl?
Yeah, I'll step out of the way so they can see real quick if we're still recorded or not. But yeah, so this is free to our bowling teams. Anytime they want. Now, if you follow me on social media, I'm usually here just about every minute of the day. So like the beginning of this year, I helped out with a few things early on campus. So from 8:45 a.m. to about 11 o'clock at night, it was open for our bowlers to come in and use it.
So in a couple sentences, tell me what you're looking for trying to be in the future.
Well, we're looking to outwork everybody in the country. Obviously, there's some schools out there that are putting in probably 20 plus hours a week. They're probably the top 5 schools in the country. As this first year, as I took over, I told them let's make a goal to get 10 hours in a week. So we have practices Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, which will equal 6 hours. We have a baker practice on Thursdays, which there's bakers out also earlier in the week, but then just a strictly baker practice Thursdays before we travel for an hour. So that's 7. And then I just require them to get a minimum of 3 extra hours in a week. Doesn't have to be all on lane. So we do a lot with Bowl U. So we have training tools. I told them if you want to do drill work, that counts for your hours. If you want to shoot spares for half an hour and then do drills for half an hour, that can equal your hour. But let's just try and get in here 10 hours a week. And then we should put ourselves, in that mix of, top 20 at least in the country. And then from there, we can keep pushing to get a little bit more.
So now into recruiting, tell me a little bit about that. And then a little bit ago, we highlighted Shane Gagnon, one of your latest recruits. Tell me about what he's going to bring to this team.
Yeah, so this is the first men's recruiting class that I'll have under my belt. I helped recruit the last few years, but this is the first one I've been able to really focus in on. And Shane really stuck out because when I first got here and started recruiting, I knew what areas of Michigan, what areas of Indiana I wanted to recruit at. So like I said, in Michigan, the big power schools are out on the east side. And then you got Flint Kearsley, Davison, just to name a couple. But when I started recruiting Shane, the work ethic from those schools is usually unmatched. So I know that he's going to come in with that work ethic that we want to help shape our program to get to where we want to be. He's, super down to earth kid, super great student too. His grades are incredible, and that's the big thing too, because ultimately we are here for education, but at the same time we want you to be a good student and then a good teammate as well. He knows what it takes to be successful on the lanes, and he doesn't take anything for granted.
I've asked a lot of coaches what they think the most important thing to know for a high school bowler is going into college bowling. So the same question to you: what do you think the most important thing for a high school bowler to know about college bowling is?
Yeah, I came from Dakota High School.
Mm-hmm.
When I was there, we went state runner-up, state champion. But when I got into sport bowling, a couple years down the road, it was like, oh my God, this is completely different, a lot tougher. And I had to make some serious changes to my own game. And I tell all the kids that too. It's like, look, just be prepared to learn. If you come in with the right mindset, you will get better. It might take a year, it might take 2. But everybody that's come in to college bowling, at least that I've seen through our program, that's come in with an open mind, willing to ask questions and work to get better and have those frustrating fry-out practices where you have to just scream. They've progressed, some faster than others, but it's all relative to what you're willing to put in.
If you'd like to contact Mike to get to know more about Trine University and their bowling program, Mike welcomes anybody to give him a call at 586-383-1305 or email him at jachcinskim@trine.edu. We already mentioned Shane Gagnon of Davison High School earlier in the show about signing with Trine University, and now we have another collegiate signing to announce. Harley Burrow of South Haven High School has officially signed with Cornerstone University. Harley is currently leading the SAC varsity girls division in average. Last year she qualified first in Region 15 with a 280 Game 1, and her future coach at Cornerstone, Steve Slater, says she will be a great addition to their young and energetic team, and her competitive nature will help the current players to become better and much more competitive as a team. Congratulations, Harley, and good luck as a Golden Eagle. We also had a couple 300 games in the past couple weeks, starting at the Flint Metro Singles Championship at Cherry Hill Lanes. Adam Ferris was perfect for his final game of qualifying. Let's look in on the final shot. Adam Ferris of Swartz Creek ended up shooting a 750 for his 3-game series and made it all the way to the quarterfinals. Also shooting a perfect game was Hunter Fletcher of Grand Blanc High School at the Saginaw Valley Conference Singles Championship. We saw Hunter on a recent show. He'll be taking his talents to Concordia University. Let's take a look at his final shot.
Come on, go!
We also have some conference champions to announce in the Flint Metro Conference and the Tri-Valley Conference. Starting with the Flint Metro Conference, both the Kearsley Hornets boys and girls teams went 10-1 to clinch their respective titles. They are both ranked near the top of Division II and both look to make a push in the postseason. In the Tri-Valley Conference, the boys and girls titleists once again came from the same school as the Bay City John Glenn. Boys and girls both went undefeated at 14-0 to claim the title. Congratulations to both schools on their conference championships. Now for the final time this year, besides regionals and states, it's time to catch up on some tournament results. Let's start with the Cougar Classic at 5-star lanes. Eisenhower qualified as the 1 seed, and in the semifinals they won in a 2-game total match against Lake Orion 413 to 342. In the other semifinal, Dakota beat Lakeview 401 to 351. In the finals, by just 18 pins, Dakota took down the 1 seed Eisenhower for the title. Over to Wyoming now at Spectrum Lanes at the Spectrum Regional Tune-Up. In the finals, Kyle Pranger of Northview High School defeated Jackson Ward of Rockford 212 to 175 to win the tournament. Now we head to the JV Championships. 50 boys teams and 12 girls teams headed to Sterling Lanes to make their mark on February 19th to bring back a JV championship. Starting with the boys, the top 16 teams made it into bracket play, where it was a 2-game total from there. In the semifinals, the 1 seed LCN faced Chippewa Valley's A team and lost 346 to 294. In the other semi matchup, the Eisenhower A team took down Westland John Glenn 456 to 403. The final match was a close one, but Eisenhower got it done by just 6 pins, winning 354 to 348. On the girls' side, Anchor Bay was the leader after 10 Baker games. When they advanced to the semis, they defeated Stevenson 298 to 255. Other side of the bracket, LCN Dakota beat Davison by just a few pins, 290 to 286. In the finals, though, it was the 1 seed Anchor Bay all the way, winning 362 to 275. On to the singles portion, a whopping 209 boys came together, all in hopes of winning the title. After 32 boys advanced to the bracket, the final 4 were Kingston Corpus, Hunter Wesley, Ryan Lee, and Brendan Downey. In the first matchup, Corpus of Eisenhower defeated Wesley of Dakota 222 to 154. Second matchup, Lee of Anchor Bay took down Downey of Lakeshore 179 to 160, but in the end it was Kingston Corpus taking home the win in the finals, defeating Lee 198 to 157. For the girls, 85 bowlers entered, but in the final 4 it was Abby Sikorsky, Mariska Livingston, Juliana Castiglione, and Tess Stade who remained. In the first matchup, Sikorsky of Davison beat Livingston of Lakeshore in a close one, 167 to 160. Another close one took place in the other semifinal, where Castiglione of Stevenson defeated State of Dakota 225 to 218. Castiglione emerged triumphant though in the finals, defeating Sikorsky 217 to 155. That's all we have for today. Don't forget to tune in sometime in the next few days because we will have an extra frame episode running down the regional results, and then 2 weeks from now we'll be running down the state title list as well. That's all we have for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and of course if you have time, go out and shoot some 10 pins. I'm Chase Kaufman. Good luck in the next couple weeks.